Welcome back to Sideline Scoop. I'm Connor Thompson.
I'm Ian Hansen.
I'm Michael Grueninger.
And I'm Nathan Branaman.
So, first topic today is wrestling. Congrats on their season, by the way. What do you guys think about it?
I thought they both had everybody on the whole team had a great season, especially Devontae, Logan, and Jamichael. Jamichael was probably the most heartbreaking loss because he had, I wouldn't say the most potential, but like the most hope to make it all the way. And the loss in the semifinals in overtime always hurts.
Yeah, I mean, you go undefeated, you expect to come in first. I mean, it was a really good match. I was watching that on TV. I think he had it, but then just didn't go his way.
So, boys basketball are obviously underdogs going into the tournament. Do you think they can make some noise in the state tournament?
I think so. I think anything can happen, especially in basketball. It's just really who comes out to play that day. And really any sport, especially at the high school level, it's really who comes out to play. And those they're going to have some good momentum after beating Pendleton Heights by 20 last night, or 19 points. That's always real good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, coming in with that momentum, like you said, is definitely important. But I think this isn't like the momentum they wanted, or I think that the season hasn't gone the way they planned for a lot of us. It was the way we expected it to go, not as, I guess, bad as it went. But going into sectionals, they have the potential to win a couple games. But, I mean, I think they would play, is it Warren Central in the sectional finals? They'll play LC if they win their first round of sectionals. So, I mean, they've got a tough draw, but you never know. I mean, a couple baskets could go in.
And I've seen, I said this before the season, it's a young team and they were going to have to develop. It was probably going to be a slow start. I think they're starting to come around a little bit. They have hung with teams like Warren. They play Tech, who they've already beaten. So I think they're in good shape to make a good run and shock some people.
And like we've talked about before, it doesn't really matter what happens during the season. Really, all that matters during the state tournament, because your final goal is always to win that state tournament, no matter what your record is at the beginning and the end. And once tournament time comes around, everything just gets going wild. Like you've seen in the March Madness, crazy things can happen, so you never know.
Especially last year.
Yeah.
So, the NBA All-Star game last weekend, it got to be almost a joke. Do you think they should change it?
I think so. I think it's absolutely awful. I don't watch it. I don't think very many people watch it. I think the score was hundreds. You know, it's 170
plus.
It was over 150 points with the best players in the league. But think about this: the two teams shot. LeBron's team shot 50%, and Giannis Antetokounmpo's team caught 47%. So this is the best players in the whole entire world playing with no defense, and they still only shoot 50%.
My problem is it is a game not meant for bigs, because like Anthony Davis, I believe, only dropped 5 points because they play so fast paced, no defense. I think they need to make an incentive to play defense.
And think about like attending something like this. How boring is that?
Exactly.
I mean, they got these guys yelling at the crowd during the 3-point contest. I mean, I don't know if it's something that just needs to be I mean, it seems like a boring event to go and attend.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. There were like only I say 3 really good dunks out of that many points. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, like the MLB All-Star game, they're actually playing for something.
Exactly.
The winner gets a home field advantage. That's huge over the road. So like the teams are going to go hard. Man, are they going to go 150% like it's the Game 7 of the World Series? No, they don't want to get hurt. But still, they have something to play for, like especially the teams with contenders. That's what I also think should change. I think that at least an All-Star game in general should be like in the middle of the season, like the NBA one is. Like so, the NFL All-Star game, like that one should change as well. So like the pro players can play. I just think the All-Star games are kind of getting worse and worse, and I kind of give the MLB some credit for actually keeping their players doing something.
I think that the MLB is the best.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but it's also hard to not go full out in baseball.
Yeah,
That's
Football,
true.
you can just not take them to the ground, but baseball, you kind of have to.
That's true.
And that's what makes
That's true.
baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the pitchers don't throw as hard, they don't have to swing as much, but
Yeah.
And
I
it'll be too
think,
easy.
I think the home run derby is more fun to watch than that.
Yeah,
like the
So it's like the 3-point
three-point
contest,
yeah.
yeah. So, like free agency's open NFL right now. Who do you think the Colts should go after?
I think they need to address, defensive line and whatnot in the draft. I think they need a good slot receiver. I think Adam Humphries is a good option from Tampa Bay. I think they need some secondary. There's safeties available. I've seen Landon Collins. Probably won't get franchise tag. He's a superstar. I think we could have drafted him instead. We got Dorsett. So.
I think anything will help at this point. I don't know the Colts' exact needs, but they looked pretty good last year. You know, they kind of choked in the game against the Chiefs, which we talked about. But I think anything would help. So a player like, I know Antonio Brown should have to get traded. So that would be huge to have T.Y. and Antonio Brown going at on opposite sides. And even Le'Veon Bell with all his problems would still be a nice pickup.
What do you think about Le'Veon Bell?
I think he's a good player. I don't know if he would be a good fit for our team necessarily. I don't think so, but I also think Antonio Brown wouldn't be the best fit for the Colts. I don't know if I mean, you got to look at a team like the Steelers and how like they had so much like clashing between like the franchise and Antonio Brown just because of Antonio Brown's persona or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know if the Colts, it would be the right fit for him. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if down the road if he's like a player that's going to stay for a while or be gone in a couple of years.
Would Le'Veon Bell help our team? Would Antonio Brown help the Colts? Of course they would, but I just think at least at running back we have great young talent in Marlon Mack and Naeem Hines, where I think that money could go towards more important areas such as the trenches.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have Antonio Brown than Le'Veon Bell, just because almost the way he went about it, something happened in that week 16 or 17 where he didn't come to practice. So I'd almost put that on management rather than on him, because the way he went about things after the season was much better. He went and talked to the Steelers president or the owner, and like they said they both agreed it was time for him to leave, but at least he did it in a good way. He didn't just say, I want out. I'm not going to say anything else, but he did it in a good way. I feel like he's almost more respectful than Le'Veon Bell and not coming the whole entire year after talking on a tweet. He was like, money shouldn't matter. It's all about the love of the game, and then he sits out the whole season because of money. And the Colts also have the most cap space, so they really have lots of options.
Yeah.
I think in that D-line spot, DeMarcus Lawrence from the Cowboys is our top option, because I think there's a lot of good wide receivers in the draft, so it's almost the opposite of what you said. I think that there's plenty of talent out wide in the draft, but I think that would be our top option.
Just a lot of these guys are going to get franchise tag.
Yeah. I want to talk about this real quick before we finish off, but Duke plays UNC tonight, 1 versus 8. And they were talking about, I saw something on Twitter, how the tickets for the game, like the lowest ticket you could buy was like $2,100 or something
Like
insane
where I
like
was
that.
Super Bowl
I know, it's
prices.
crazy. And obviously players like Zion and all those players on the Duke team are causing those prices where those Duke players or college athletes in general are getting any money from the revenue generated by. What do you think about, I mean, the tickets are that expensive and these players are earning nothing. What do you think about that?
I think it's okay because most of these players are going to college for free.
Mm-hmm.
Like while the rest of us are having to pay $20,000 a year, $30,000 a year, whatever much it is paying in school. But these players, I don't know them personally, but I'm going to assume they don't have the best academics. And they're still going to be able to go to school for a year or two, however long they stay for free.
And
so
not pay anything.
And not pay a dime.
I mean,
so I don't mind it.
I mean,
what were you saying?
I say there's two sides to the argument, like you said. I mean, these players are going to college for free, and so if you're going for free, whereas we're going to college and paying some odd amount of money, and they're going to go professional and make millions of dollars, do they need that? Or no.
I'm with Michael. I mean, you should not. I mean, you're in school, for academics, and like he said, they're going for free. And a lot of these guys are going to be making millions within a year. So I don't think you need to be paid in college.
Yeah, I think it'll always be a conversation, but I don't think
it
it'll
won't happen.
come to fruition.
But also, they also do sell the jersey. But I think it's a little different thing when they're like selling someone's jersey with your name on the back. So it's like it's your jersey and they're selling it, you're not giving you any money. So that one, I feel like that's a little different maybe. But I think that could be another topic of discussion. Like if they're selling your jersey with your name on it, that was a problem with like the NCAA football and NCAA basketball. They didn't put the players' names on there. They had numbers on there. So the players still got upset because it was like. It's them. You know, like their overalls, but they don't put the name on there, so they don't get any money.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching, and make sure you come by Mr. Gator's room to pick up a form for the NC Olympics.